Somebody has any question? Was crystal clear?
Hi, Phyllis. This is Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Hi. I would like to dedicate this question to Pai Chee. Just now, one of the point we mentioned, I'm into education, so I would like to ask Pai Chee your opinions. You see, it's after school program, like tuitions, we understand the latest policies. And you were suggesting on vocational training, 职业培训. So would you be able to share a little bit more, like particularly in which province, or is there a location preference as well? So in terms of vocational trainings, would there be qualification, is international qualification recognized in China or not? Yeah, even in vocational training. Pai Chee.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let me, the drilling is still on. I am more familiar with Guangdong province. In Guangdong province, there are a lot of so-called vocational training schools that you can partner with. I think the government has much less restriction on vocational training. So I have when I was in Enterprise Singapore, and we actually help people like I think at least one is the company that is now in the limelight, the Raffles Education Group. Another one, I've forgotten the name. They work with some of the local government institutions, and they actually prepare the program and work with them to offer such. I took in a vocational institution. I think because it is not a degree course, so they are less concerned about the qualification finally you can offer. You can offer something that sounds good lah. Then you can do it. What you can do is you can always either you look for Warren, or you can look for me, and I can introduce you to ESG Guangzhou, and you can actually talk to them. What type of courses are your interests, and you can always ask them to help you shortlist who are the potential partner that we can work with. It's always good that you partner some current established this institution, because otherwise you have to go and think of renting a place and things like that, which actually your commitment is much more than you partner with someone. So I think these are possible in Guangzhou, especially because many of the people outside Guangzhou actually come to Guangzou to study. So you can actually partner some of this vocational institute in Guangzhou to do it. So other things like you can look at Xin Dongfang. Xin Dongfang, you should know that it was affected badly by this new regulation, but they are not because they have other courses. For example, they train the parent instead of training the children. Now they conduct courses for the parent and teach the parent how to handle their children. And they also have other training courses. For example, prepare people to take overseas exam. For example, take the overseas entrance exam, maybe SAT or SATs, or I do not know whether they are also going into GCA level. Help people who want to go for 要去出国留学的, prepare them. So these are that's not banned.
Yeah, Pai Chee, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also understand that tuition centers are banned, but not enrichment centers, right? So
yeah,
it's just a fine line of how you actually package what you offer. So I think you cannot teach subject-specific topics, but you can teach things like public speaking,
yes.
So I think it's how we want to package what we can offer. So this is what I understand, because I have been going to China regularly for the past 5 years. And this is what I understand by speaking to the Chinese citizens over there, that yes, tuition centers are also highly regulated. even from foreign people who wants to enter the education industry, it's very strict because you need to have papers and stuff like that. But if you offer enrichment programs, that is less strict. So that is also how we can enter the education industry in China. So that's my understanding.
Yes, I also see some Singapore company actually going into this. A recent case is Outward Bound School. You may find that Outward Bound School, what they offer is to offer to companies for them to do team bonding. Things like this. These are not regulated. So I think be creative lah. I think you understand the objective of the government. They do not 他们要做双减 they do not want to put on more load onto the school children, so we do something else. I think there are always something that you can do.
Yeah, I think let's say it's more like the soft skills, things like
Public speaking,
leadership, creativity, all these things are what we can go into under the umbrella of education industry without banging our head that there's a ban on tuition centers. Also, I feel that tuition centers are much more saturated or more competitive than the enrichment arena. So why not go to the blue ocean rather than the red ocean, right? So this is my personal perspective as well. So this is some food for thought for those of you who are in the education industry. Why not think of how you can repackage what you offer if you want to enter the China market, because the China market is really, really big. And I think there's a lot of room for the education businesses still. And I think also, I heard from Warren recently that it's also, this ban is not countrywide. I don't know, is that true? But like some cities or some states, it's still okay. That's something that I also haven't heard a lot about.
For example, in GK, I think different, because this is new, so usually different province, different city, they have different interpretation. So it all depends on, you have to go and visit one by one. In Guangzhou Knowledge City, in some of our school, in Guangzhou Knowledge City, by the way, it is my employer, Guangzhou Knowledge City, and we have Huazhong International School. We have a branch there, so we are offering courses to local Chinese as well as foreigners, and they also should have this enrichment program. And I see that who are the people who come to offer enrichment program? We have Yueju, those who sing the Cantonese opera, who came in with her costume and all this to actually offer ECA, offer to the children to give them a chance to experience what is Yueju, to learn how to sing, to learn how to act in a Yueju, and they actually put up makeup for them and all this. These are also, I mean, ways that you can actually enter the education, but not the degree type, not the formal education, but all these so-called ECA type. I think these are also ways that you can enter.
Thank you, Pai Chee, for your input. So
thanks, Pai Chee and Philip. Yeah, I got it. I got more perspective. Can I just follow up a quick follow-up question also? Pai Chee, you also mentioned that we should we can leverage on G2G initiative, particularly in education. I understand ESG. I think most of the business owner or business development manager, anyone here, we have also got in touch with ESG. So in specific, let's say for Guangdong, in this specific case, vocational training. So what kind of avenues or what kind of approach that you think we can deploy and look? I mean, specifically which departments or which area against vocational training? In this aspect.
Usually, for example, in Guangzhou ESG, there are 3 Singaporean who are sent by ESG to Guangzhou. So they look after the whole Guangdong Shen and the surrounding province, because we cannot have officers in every province. So, but I think Guangzhou being one of the more developed province, there will be a lot of opportunity. I think one way is that after I will actually show you in the government directory, you can find under ESG, who are the officers that are actually stationed in Guangzhou. You can actually write to them. I think best is that you introduce yourself, introduce your organization, what your organization is currently doing in Singapore, and what you think you can offer. Then they will try to go and look around for potential partners. Usually what they will do is that they will visit Guangzhou Si or Guangdong Shen 教育厅 to look for the person who is in charge of this vocational training and ask them, some of our Singapore companies have this interest, and ask them to recommend who are the possible partner that we should talk to. Then the ESG officer will first go and visit with your information. They will first go and visit the potential partners and talk to them. If they find them, they are interested, then they will actually talk to you, contact you, and either arrange a virtual meeting or arrange you to come down and visit them and talk to them. This is what I did last time, and now I mean the generation change. I do not know what is their working style, but it shouldn't be too different, because you have to let them know who you are, what you want to do before they can think of how they can help you. See.
Sure. All right. Very much appreciated. Thanks, Pai Chee.
Okay,
thank you,
thank
Felix.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Allan. Thank you for your questions. So anyone else has any other questions for Pai Chee? Okay, so there's a question from Olive. Can everything be done virtually without a need to visit China?
Yes. I don't represent the government, but many of the people think that in China, maybe next year after the Winter Olympic, China will open up more, because China cannot remain closed. I know now a lot of people got difficulty in getting a visa to go to China. But virtually, actually, China actually now can do a lot of things virtually. We see a lot of Singapore companies actually conduct their business through virtual meeting. But of course, you need people's help. You need, for example, either you have a staff there, or you can go through Enterprise Singapore, or you can go through, BNCS. They may be able to help you identify the person, because first time, without any contact, you say, can I have a Zoom meeting or this virtual meeting? They may not get used to it, but it can be done. Many of things are be done. For example, even if you want to register a company in China, now we can do it for you. You can inquire from Warren, do it for you without you actually personally there. And you can even open bank accounts. We have a tied up, Guangzhou Knowledge City have a tied up with Gongshang Yinhang, this Gongshang Yinhang, commercial bank. Yes, Gongshang Yinhang, and they can allow you to go to the Singapore branch of the Gongshang Yinhang to open an account in Guangzhou. So things are, everybody have to continue to do business, but China now, they guard against the virus very seriously. So the businesses are also thinking of how to do it without you physically visiting. In fact, this year, quite a few Singaporean company has already registered their business company in Guangzhou Knowledge City without them personally visiting the city. So it can be done. Of course, I think with the help of, especially with the help of BNCS, probably their staff, they have local staff that is based in China, then they can help you to actually liaise with the potential partner, and with them there, then you set up a virtual meeting. It's possible.
Thank you, Pai Chee, for that, and thank you, Olive, for your question. So besides that, any more questions from the attendees? Anybody else have a burning question to ask Pai Chee, so that you get more information pertaining to your business needs in China?
Okay, hi Phyllis.
This is a good opportunity. Yes,
Hi,
Vonce.
okay, let me do a very quick intro of myself and what's the objective before I raise up my two questions. I hope all of the experts here, maybe you all can help. Okay, I'm in the beauty line. I'm a service provider in business development and training. So supposedly 2 years ago, I supposed to venture China for Genie Group. Okay, so because of this pandemic, I ended up in the training sector. So instead of business development in China, I'm teaching in the Genie Group in the local market. So therefore, as soon as we are able to travel to China, are we able to do the exhibition like normal, where all this beauty fair going on, in China, all these exhibition, usually they will hold very big events. Sometimes in one day you couldn't cover, you need at least three days a week to cover. So this is one concern. And secondly, the bosses, of course, they have tied up with ESG to link up for beauty business salons like us and as well as education. And also previously, we also thinking about having the MRA grant. Okay, so these are the things. So I'm not sure whether there will be changes with my two questions here. First is any changes in terms of penetrating the China market, living with the pandemic as a new norm. Okay, and the second question would be, how will China support the foreign business entries? Will it be more easing or will it be more stringent? Yeah.
Okay. So I think the first question about doing business in China, I think largely, if you read from the news, of course, if I check from my colleague, they always laugh at Singapore because they say you are still putting on masks, you are still encouraged to us to be working from home. In China, everything is normal. So they are very jealous that we work from home. Actually, for China, it is business as usual, because what they have adopted the policy that they want to control the border very tightly, so that in China you can have normal business as usual. But of course, I think in the past week we see that China also start to have more cases. So we do not know by the time you are allowed to enter China, what is the situation there. But if you want to enter China, it is not that you cannot do it. Because I have been handling these sort of cases. We hear from here. There are people who enter by applying for work permit. That means you set up a company, you have a company that want to employ you, whether you get your business partners to employ you or whatever, at least in formality, then you can apply for work permit, then you can actually enter. But if you say you just want to go there for a short term, like 14 days, 15 days type of business trip, now they are guarding it very tightly. So not that you cannot do it, but you do it as a form of getting employment pass to work in China. But of course, this may at the end this may cost something. This may not be free because employment pass, you have to declare how much are you getting every month. Then at the end of a month, at the end of the year, you may have to declare your this income tax and things like that. So it's not free but you will die want to go. Not that you don't have a way, but there is a price to come. So in China, in short, it is business as usual. They have their Guangjiao and all this. Basically, they check, they do tests and all these things, but they allow people to actually go in, people to people, meet face to face. Is much more liberal, like what you did in the past before the pandemic. So I think if you want to participate in exhibition and all this, there's no problem. And even in China itself, now for foreign companies, every year there is a special import exhibition that's held in Shanghai. And in China, in Guangzhou itself, there is two Guangjiao Hui. Guangjiao Hui in the past, before 第100届, it was 进口. It was a 出口. 广交会是广交是出口的贸易会. But since many years ago, it has become a bi-directional. So that means you can also participate in 广交会. 广交会happen two times a year, 春季和秋季. So you have quite a few exhibitions that you can actually participate and go in. But the Shanghai one, I think especially China welcome because they want to show people that they actually promote bi-directional trade. So the Shanghai one, you can participate. I think you either stay close to this 中华总商会 or stay close to 这个叫做什么what is the apex wow, now I cannot remember the word. I mean, you get close to them, 中华总商会 or all this organization, so that when they organize, they will ask you whether you want to go or not. So now with during this type of situation, actually you can enter. Then you ask about the second question about this MRA and all this. As far as I understand, it is still business as usual for this Enterprise Singapore. They are still assisting companies to do that. But of course, there are certain conditions that you have to prove that your company is a Singapore, bona fide Singapore company, because there are some company that was set up by foreigner in Singapore, and there's no local content. That means I think in general, they want at least the company must be owned 30% by local Singaporean. Otherwise, I'm helping a foreigner who set up in Singapore, who Singaporean own nothing. Then all the money, all the assistance all go to foreigner. So at least your company must be 30% owned by Singapore, and they want to see that your company actually, by assisting you to go to China, you can actually help strengthen your presence in Singapore. Things like that, they will help, continue to help. I understand if they have not changed, the quantum is something like up to 100,000 Singapore dollars a year for the first year, for your first year in a new city that your company have entered for the first time. If you have been in Guangzhou before 5 years ago, now you say I want to go to Guangzhou again, probably they don't give you this assistance.
Okay, so sorry, one more question. Thank you for your answer, Pai Chee. Like the work permit you're talking about, what's the shortest period we need to stay there? Shortest. Minimum.
There is no minimum. The work permit allow you to stay continuously in China. I mean, maybe they give you 1 year, 2 year work permit. But work permit, I always tell people that this solution may not be cheap because you have to declare that when you apply for work permit, you have to declare how much the company pay you and things like that. Then ended up you have to pay income tax and all this, so it's not cheap so you want to go, but you need to go, you can, but then if you are willing to pay the price, you can. Some company, you register a company, and you as an employee of the company or as a legal representative of the company, you can actually apply for work permit. But be prepared, you need to pay tax, pay income tax.
Okay, I apologize the rest. I have one more question. Any increase in the taxation, anything like that lately?
No. China taxation is quite stable. Stable, but I mean, they are same as Singapore, start from a low level all the way up. If you earn, for example, 2 million RMB, maybe you have to pay 45% of income tax, which is quite expensive. So it depends on how much income tax that, how much is your income.
Okay. Thank you, Warren. I also saw that he replied different city, different permit requirement. Thank you, Warren. Hi, Warren.
So you can always ask Warren.
Mm.
Warren
Okay.
have a partner in Guangzhou that he can actually assist you to actually to do this from company registration to getting work permit or doing hiring local staff and things like that.
Great. Really appreciate. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Warren. Thanks, Pai Chee.
Thank you, Vonce, for your question, and thank you, Pai Chee, for your answers. And just Vonce, for your information, from time to time, we actually get people from are familiar with the tax laws in China to also do sharing. We actually had one such session about 2-3 months ago. So look out for it because we will do this kind of sharing sessions quite regularly because I think this is one topic that a lot of Singapore business owners are interested in before they actually venture to China. They want to know what are the taxation tax in China so that they can put it into their marketing plan, their business plan, etc. So look out for it because we had one recently 2-3 months ago. And then that is where you can also get more detailed information, questions, depending again on what Warren said, depending on which city, which province you want to go into because they have this slightly different regulations from province to province because China is a very big country. So it's not one law or one regulation applicable to the whole country. So it's quite challenging or complex in that sense. Okay? So that's what. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? You can hear me, type 111.
You sound pretty distant. Like you can be heard, but it sounds like you're very far away from the mic.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so any more questions from the floor regarding any respect about doing business in China?
I do have a question. Sorry, just let me switch on my video so you can see who's talking.
Because I can't see your name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Pai Chee. I'm
Hi,
May.
hi,
Nice to meet you. So I am a digital marketer. I generally create content strategies for brands, and we serve pretty much a local market and some Southeast Asian countries. But we're also looking to service the China market, and we got a couple of clients that want to tap on WeChat to start, gaining exposure and traction in the China market. So do you have any advice on how brands that are new to this space can kickstart their social channels, their social strategy for WeChat?
I think I'm not expert in this. I think probably Warren is an expert in this. I use WeChat only to send messages to people and things like that. So I myself do not create content in WeChat. I am more what do you call it? What and mortar?
Brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar type.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think Warren maybe is in a better position because he is a WeChat coach. This coach, right? Warren.
Yeah, I think no problem. Maybe I will just speak with Warren on this separately then.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Sorry. This sector is something that I really do not know.
Okay, no problem. I'll just get in touch with Warren separately. Thank you.
Thank you.
Warren, you want to just have a quick word for May's question?
What kind of Warren the speaker? His mic is off.
Mic is not off. Okay, so I think he's also having problems with his sound system. Maybe. Okay, Warren will get back to you later, May. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so I think somebody else has a question. I can't see the name. Anybody else has a question? we are going once. Okay, or maybe the next question, right? Maybe Pai Chee, can you let's say people who wants to enter China market and they haven't gone in, right? They're thinking about it and they are really concerned with all the recent changes as well as the ever changing policy changes. What is maybe some advice you can give them to calm them down or to make them feel more at ease about entering China market?
I think doing business everywhere is tough lah. Everywhere is tough. Singapore also very tough lah. So I think what China can offer, probably number one is the market is big, but you are not that big, you also cannot capture the whole market lah. So I think 你量力而为. At least China give you a lot of opportunity, but also give you a lot of challenges, because there are people who are willing to work harder than you, people who are willing to actually accept lesser pay and work harder than you, and so you need to actually compete with them. But of course, I think what you can do is you bring along with you the Singaporean lah. We always say that 外国的月亮比较圆啊. Sometimes by borrowing the name of Singapore, you can actually sell something. Although you are selling Apple, he is selling Apple, but if you say your Apple is from Singapore, probably people will pay more attention. So this is your advantage. But then you have to live up to the expectation because the competition is so keen. If you are no good, then people will leave you and go for another thing. So I think a lot of Singapore companies, actually, when they succeed, we know that they actually make use of their own advantage as a Singapore company, use their name, and also they can integrate well with the local companies. For example, they are able to actually find local good employee and know how to motivate them. And also you must monitor your business properly. Otherwise, you leave your business to this manager that you hire. Leave them there for 1 year. Next time you go back there, you'll find that nothing left, everything is sold. So at least you must have proper monitoring and identify proper candidates, and also give people proper incentive, so that they either you let him share the participate in the profit sharing and things like that, because people need to be motivated. I think I cannot advise more, because these are all general principles. So China is no different. So we go there, we still, at this point of time, we still have some advantage as a Singapore company, but the advantage may be fading over the years because China is now getting more and more nationalistic. They may the name of Singapore cannot be used for many years. So you really have to actually live up the expectation of your potential customer. I think you can actually talk to ESG and also attend some of the seminar from Zhonghua Zhongshanhui and all this. So you just learn what are the businesses that are successful, what are businesses that are not successful.
Okay.
Thank you, Pai Chee, for that. So I think just to add on a little bit to what Pai Chee said, right? Yeah, I agree with Pai Chee that the Singapore brand is quite well appreciated in China. But having said that, I'm not sure how long that will last, because I also used to work in China for a number of years, and what I realized the Chinese are very smart. They are generally, as a group of people, they are very smart. They learn very fast. So I think in time to come, they will overtake a lot of us, including the Singaporeans. And the only advantage I felt I had when I was working there was that my experience. But once the Chinese learn what I know, right, they will be they will exceed us and exceed the Singapore. So take advantage of the Singapore brand as soon as possible because we really don't know how long this period will last. And I think, so for those of you who are considering entering China, I want to find out more about how to enter China market. How do you find business partners, etc. Do get in touch with us so that we can also maybe help you a little, and then we can give you advice and maybe work together with you, and you can enter China, mitigate your risk in entering China, doing business in China. So if there's no more questions, right? And we will end here. Thank you everybody for attending today's session. I hope you really took a lot of lessons from Pai Chee, a lot of learnings from him, and it will help you move forward into your decision to go into China market. And can I also really request for your help because we also want to do more and help you more in future. Just fill in the feedback form that is that my team member has shared in the chat link, so that we can get your honest feedback and also maybe some of your suggestions. How do we do better as we carry on the future session? So really appreciate all of you for attending to this session. Really, I'm very glad that we had this opportunity to share our speakers with you so that you get more insights in China. And with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pai Chee, for your time and sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.